The physically disabled people of Africa are facing discrimination on all aspects of their lives. While already being predispositioned to personal struggles, Africa's community places further barriers to force this marginalized group to live with no purpose. The physically disabled people encounter problems of poverty and denied easy access within an appropriate environment. Solutions include further enforcement on inclusive policies and investment to the area. A place where physically disabled people are forced to beg for survival is inhumane and needs resolving.
Due to a lack of understanding about disability and negative social attitudes, disabled people can be deprived of access to jobs, education and healthcare. A lack of access to maternal healthcare and information can increase the likelihood of a baby being born with an impairment. Poverty and disability form a vicious cycle that we need to break.
When our village was attacked, I hid inside my house because I couldn't flee due to my disability. My husband left with 3 of our 8 children to hide in the bush, and the attackers killed them.
People with disabilities are often left behind and struggle to flee to safety.
The sanitary conditions in the camps are not suitable, and several people told us how they had to suffer the indignity of crawling on their hands.
To go to the bathroom, I have to crawl. I have to leave my wheelchair before entering the bush.
The environment in Africa does not allow for easy and safe movement for the physically disabled people. With the policymakers overlooking the rights of these people, society is encouraged to discriminate against the disabled. The people view their disabled peers as useless and a burden. The infrastructure is not designed according to the required accessibility standards and is resulting in additional struggles. The discrimination against the physically disabled people is an ongoing issue because they are unable to afford and access all things on the same basis as the rest of their community.
Même pour avoir des shampoings pour acheter avec du savon pour laver nos habits aussi, c'est pas facile. Vous voyez comment je suis sale à mon pantalon jusqu'à mon pied.
Providing support, resources, and services for the physically disabled people of Africa will reduce the harsh conditions placed upon them. Cheshire Home for Rehabilitation invests time and funding toward building a peaceful and fulfilled life for this marginalized group. Assistive devices, development programs, and life support are slowly working toward equality among all of Africa's society. Quality education is allowing for a chance for the disabled people to realize their potential and be able to contribute to their community. Sudan Interior Mission is an international organization that is solving the discrimination against Africa's physically disabled people by providing hands-on assistance and care. They have developed Sports Friends, that is a camp open for all of Africa's physically disabled people, along with their families, to have a sense of belongingness. This program provides games, crafts, and solid meals throughout the day. Bonds are formed and the people are able to heal together. Trauma sessions are offered to lift up the spirits of the people who have been teared down by their community. This organization is able to give the lives back to Africa's physically disabled people, along with their families, by providing inclusiveness and investment to fight against the discrimination.
Once upon a time, there were 2 girls. This girl was born to a mother who loved her, a mother who made sure she was healthy and strong, who was lucky enough to have access to clean water.
When it was time, she went to school with her brother,
where she was able to learn in a safe environment, realize her dreams. The second girl was born to a mother who loved her too, but her mother was taken away, and her future was changed. Instead of receiving love and care, she was hidden away. She was the last to be fed, and the last to get clean water.
While others went to school, she stayed at home.
She became vulnerable to neglect, violence, abuse, and exploitation.
Her society wasn't inclusive, and now she's on the fringes of it.
But hold on a moment. What if, instead of abandoning that girl, we invested in her? What if we said no to stigma and discrimination? What if we cost-effectively gave her access to water, sanitation, and made sure she could attend the same school as her peers without disabilities?
Graduates and becomes a doctor.
Well, I'd call that a good investment. Because the cost of exclusion is higher than the cost of inclusion. Let's build an inclusive society together.
Poverty and ignorance of the society result in discrimination against Africa's physically disabled people on an everyday basis. Enforcement on legislation, inclusiveness, and further investment is able to allow for a more peaceful and safe life. Programs and organizations are working towards the equality for the disabled people and is slowly ending their discrimination one step at a time.